Okay, hello. I'm not sure how I'm titling this video, but you may be interested in wondering, what are my thoughts coming back from my Japan trip? They are pretty interesting. I feel I'm conflicted or mixed feelings more than positive, positive feelings I thought I would have, right? So I'll get right into it, right? I'm not gonna go over anything what I bought really or anything like that. It's more recounting my experience there and what I got to do, and just reaching out if anybody else feels similar in regards to going. If this was like your dream ever since you were little, just going to Japan and everything, right? Just talking about that. That's the basis of this video. Before I try to do anything and I forget everything and how I'm feeling, right? So I just barely came back last week. I don't know when I'm gonna upload this, but it hasn't been a week since I've been back here, back in the States. And while going over there, that was a whole experience. I'm not gonna bring it down that it wasn't fun or anything like that. Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it and everything, but not to say that there was also a lot of moments where I'm like, I don't know if this was what I expected, right? So, um, for starters, I feel like, personally for me, I felt like my trip was rushed. That is the feeling I had every day. For an idea, right? Every day I'd go outside, I'd buy all the stuff, blah blah blah, that I can, and then sadly return to my hotel past 9 p.m. and I'd be so tired. My feet always hurt every day. I bought specific shoes, I already broke them in before going, to walk in them so that my feet wouldn't hurt, so I wouldn't have that problem. But every day my feet hurt. So that was also an issue, that my feet would always constantly hurt. I would always be in pain. But once I arrived at the hotel past 9 p.m., I say that because where I stayed at, it was not nightlife. So, not like nightlife area, so not a lot of things were open to eat, which I'll speak about in a bit. But I just arrived at my hotel. I'm tired as hell. I drop off my bags. I just go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, and just head to bed. That is all I do. And this, right? I'm a person that always sleeps past midnight. I've never slept before midnight. So doing that over there, that was weird for me. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sleeping before midnight. That's crazy. And then wake up like early, right, for the next day, even before my alarm and everything. So I'm just like, wow, okay, let's get the day going. That's one thing. I was always very tired, very rushed every day. It felt for me, and feet always hurting. To add on to that, I always had bags with me every day. I was always carrying a lot of bags, so my hands were always hurting me. I used the coin locker one or two times for that when I knew there was one around, and I know for a fact I'm coming back to the same location because I didn't want to walk back and forth more than I had to. So I did do that, but other times I did just kind of have to carry my bags with me until I reached my hotel to drop them off, which was at nighttime, basically, right? So that's the other thing. Um, as for food and eating, I'm sadly disappointed in myself that I wasn't able to really, honestly, that I didn't really eat food. I don't know if it's due to the adrenaline, the anxiety, being nervous, all that I couldn't really muster the courage to order food in a restaurant. It was more towards the later half of the trip that I did go to restaurants once I was like, you know, I didn't have bags or anything to worry about. And I'm like, okay, I won't look awkward because I don't have the bags. And that's the one thing. I didn't want to go into a restaurant having all these bags with me, and I'm walking in there, and they'll be like, "Well, the stupid gaijin in here with the fucking bags, get the shit out of here," right? I didn't want to look like that at all. So that's something I did, but before that, I was just doing kombini food, onigiri, the little, the little drinks that have a shitload of vitamins. That's what I took every morning before I went outside. I always made sure to do that, and just like there's different types of drinks that just get you like vitamins to feel better. Not energy. I didn't take any energy drink while I was over there. So that's what I did, really, instead of eating food. And I basically survived off that. I don't know how. Um, but yeah, I can't really speak on food, sadly. I did eat fish, a sashimi. Well, no, it was not sashimi. It was just nigiri set. Like I went at the train stations. They had like a whole ass food market in there. And I'm like, well, shit, this is open, and I'm heading to my hotel right now. I know that my fucking hotel place area that I'm at doesn't really have anything like this. Okay, let me just buy something here. So I bought a nigiri set there, and that was pretty good, you know. Um, and that's also where I bought. I think I bought plum there. I didn't bring that with me because I can't. You can't bring fruit or vegetables into the U.S. So I was sadly had to leave that behind, along with like a pineapple. Like I just bought like there was like pineapple sliced up at the combini, and I'm like, oh my god, this is good. But I also had to leave that because I didn't finish it. But yeah, um, yeah, every day felt rushed because I wanted to, I only have a certain amount of time allocated there. It was really sorry, my cat's up. You can't see him, but he's up there. um, I didn't. When I think about it, I wasn't there for a week at all. I arrived Thursday and I left next week on a Wednesday. So I was saying I was there for a week, but sorry, there's like a little pinche mosquito around, bothered me. But yeah, it was not even a week really being there, and it was not enough at all. With the feeling of being rushed, right? I had to go. I like, um, try to allocate. All right, let me spend this much amount of time here. Oh, I need to rush to the next site so I can have enough time there before everything closes. That's kind of how it was every day for me. But to account there, feet are hurting, you're tired, holding bags, and train and walking, right? That's all stuff to account in regards to how long are you gonna get to the next place. So, for starters, I arrived to the Haneda airport probably before 6 a.m. I don't remember entirely. But I'm like, okay, I'm gonna drop off my bags at the hotel, and then I'm gonna go off where I need to go, right? I'm gonna go travel over there. Well, I go to my hotel. There's nobody there manning the desk at all, so I can leave my bags there. So I leave them at a coin locker that's nearby there at the station there. And I'm like, well, okay, I guess. Let's use the train to go out. So, it's on me as well. Oh God. It's on me. But now I know for next time to not do this. But I stayed northeast near the Skytree to give you some sort. The area that I stayed in was in Asaska, right next to Sensoji Shrine Temple. I don't remember the exact name. But I only visited one time before everything was open, so I didn't even get a stamp or anything there. So I was in that area. Everywhere else I wanted to go to is all to the west. West, southwest, northwest. So my travel time was usually almost an hour to get anywhere, which I feel was really bad on my end because that's where I spend a lot of my time wise, right? Was just being on the train and just waiting to get to my destination. So where did I go to the first day? My plan was to like go secondhand shopping for anime goods. And the place I've heard that is really good for that is Nakano Broadway. But not everything opens at the same time. Not all the shops open at the same time. So when I arrived there, nothing was open. I already knew that. So I spend some time dilly dally and whatnot. Oh God, I'm also like a little sick coming back, even though I wore my mask and everything. So I'm just like, ah. But so like 10, it's 10 a.m. there. Not all the shops are open. Barely some of them are. And I'm like, well, that's great, you know. I have to wait for other shops to open. But I'm just, spending my time trying to see the shops that are open. And I don't know. I I guess because I was off a plane and everything, I was like tired and I didn't get to lay down, right? I think that's the thing, right? You're in a plane, you're just kind of like scrunched up in there. Your body hasn't been able to lay down. So that's one thing to account. Before all the shops open, I did have a meal there. There's a McDonald's nearby there. I know, sorry, but that's when it was open and I knew I couldn't spend time there. That'll pass time. So I had a meal there. I wanted the Happy Meal. I said it could accept my card, but it didn't. So it took me to the counter, and they didn't give me a Happy Meal. So I'm upset about that. Cause the toys that were at the time, it was Kuromi and My Melody. I think in regards to the Netflix show. So I'm like, what the fuck, bro? So I just got a small orange juice, an egg McMuffin, I think, and a salad. The best part about that was a salad. Oh my god, it was like dressings. You just like it's like two little squares, and you just crack them like an egg on top of the salad. Oh, that was amazing. Oh my god, I wish I could have it again. That was really good. So yeah, that's what I did before. It's a pastime. And once the shop's open, I'm like, I know they're secondhand goods, but the problem is you have to like not necessarily. Well, you kind of do. You kind of like dig through stuff or trying to look for where what you're ever looking for is, the certain type of section it is. And I think I was too tired to try to do that, you know. I did do it though, like for some of the stores I didn't. Coming back here now, right? I've completely blanked on. There was a store that was selling a virtual merch of Manhattan there, and I completely forgot about that when I was over there. So I'm just like upset with myself in regards to that. But because I was waiting around for like other stores to open, so I like, make myself busy with the stores that were open. I was just like, I don't know, I don't want to be here anymore and this and that. But surprisingly, then time also like passed by a bit. But I did buy a bit of stuff there. I mostly bought the spicy goods. Um, if you know about thin books, that's it. That's all you're getting there. If you know what thin books means, that's what I bought there because it was stupid cheap compared to the other stores I went to in Akihabara. So I'm very glad I bought what I could there, but I wish I just had more time I spent in there. But I didn't because I felt awkward because I was the only feminine looking person because every else clearly looked like a guy. So I was like, do they think I'm an otonoko? I think that's the proper term. I don't remember. So I'm just like, nah. And then because they're like books, they weigh more. So I'm just like, ah, yeah. So that's that. I do recommend it to check out the stores. When I was there, a lot of it was not open yet at all. So the one thing I did find there was I have it over there. I saw Nitty Girl Overdose plushies. I'm like, oh my god. But the prices, I was just like, I cannot justify it. So I just got the one that was cheaper. And then I got an Ame-chan plush. It's like a Nezoberry, but not necessarily a Nezoberry. So I just got that one from there, and I was very happy about that. So think that's what I remember for there. There was not adult store, just a lewd store, and it had different honor holes, this and that, and I was so tempted to buy one, cause it was not like of down there private parts, right? It was of the mouth one, and it had like the teeth and the tongue and everything. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing, I love this. But I'm like, cause I got to hold I just you can hold the boxes and everything, right? That's just there for you to touch. It was heavy, so I'm like, fuck, this is gonna add weight to my luggage and everything. And on top of that, what I had in the back of my head in regards to buying this and that, I was worrying about my customs coming back over here, which I'll get to that. I was worried about, customs stopping me and all that. So I didn't want to buy a lot of stuff in regards to lewd and adult and stuff. So yeah, I didn't buy it sadly. Um, I think the first day is a bit of a blur because I know after that I went to Ikebukuro, or you know what? Sorry, the little mosquitoes here. I think after Nakano Broadway, when I'm like, I think around when it was 3 or getting to 3 is when I went into for my hotel because that's when I could check in. So I think that's what I did. I went to check in at my hotel to get my bags and drop them off there and drop off what I had. And I think just to like lay down and rest. And oh yeah, I remember. And I changed my outfit because I had my airport outfit still on, so I looked bad and I just felt bad, right? Like a part of me, if you do not know, depending on how I feel or stuff like that, really depends on how I will dress, right? Like how I dress really will dictate how I feel during the day. So I always try to what's the word? Dress up if I know I'm gonna do an event or I'm going somewhere and I know I'm gonna interact with people or just I want to feel good that day, then I usually dress up. If I'm just too tired or lazy, don't want to, I know for if I'm not doing anything crazy like that, I will just like, t-shirt, pants or shorts. That's how I go. So that first half of that day, I was just still in my pants and shirt, whatnot, right from airport. So I was just not it. So I think some time passed there, and going back to Ikebukuro, that took time, of course, and I know that was more towards the evening, so I didn't get to explore what I wanted to explore there. I actually didn't even get to explore like everything that I wanted to do there. Also, that I think about it, um, I think I don't remember. Oh, okay, I remember. I remember. So there's a shop there that a mall that I know that two stores were closing right like in that weekend when I was there. So I'm like, okay, I know I have to go to these before they close. So I went to the Rojita store and the Yosuke store. Those two stores were closing and they were right next to each other. So it worked out perfect for me. Um, Maybe I'll talk about this in a different video in regards to my experiences with the shops. But I was able to buy the stuff, right? I think my mistake is not really using Google Translate, and I think they assumed I knew Japanese because I didn't pull it out at all, which I know some, right? I can somewhat get by, which I was able to get by with my broken Japanese. Um, so yeah, I was able to buy a set there and some shoes at the store, right? Shoes surprisingly fucking cheap, right? But it's because it's closing. And apparently I got the last pair in the size that I got in, but I need insoles for them because they are uncomfortable as fuck. I cannot wear them at all right now. So yeah, that's what I did there. And I went to the Animate store, but the time I went to it, I was tired and I wanted to get out. I think I was starting to get a headache and it was so bright. One thing I'll say, a lot of stores have really bright light. And for me, I'm not a fan of bright light. I like very much toned down lighting. So that was a thing also. So I don't know if I went anywhere else or bought anything else. I can't remember the top of my head. But yeah, that was kind of my first day. And the next day, I know for a fact I went back to Ikebukuro to go to a different store, and I bought a different set of clothes there at a different store at A Marvel. It was not in a mall. It's like outside, and I got to go to the Sanrio store in the mall there also. Um, which that would have been Friday. I'm trying to remember, but yeah, just still right in regards to that. Every day still feeling like rushed and trying to allocate. All right, I want to do this here. I don't want to go back here because I need to have time for this. So that's how it was going so far for me. I don't remember exactly where else I went Friday. I probably went to Akihabara, maybe. I think so. But I went more towards the later half, so I didn't get to explore everything that day. I think I can't remember the top of my head. Um, yeah. So every day was just feeling like rushed and tired, miserable, and I don't know. I don't know if it's feelings of regret or what I feel is I didn't have enough time. I wish I had more time so I could take my time, not be speed walking, and have all this loads of bags, right? Because like every day after that was more rush because Saturday, Sunday, Monday I had a show every evening in Shibuya. So I had to make the most out of those days and work around the shows, right? So Saturday was a test of that, and I wish I had like um more time there or something. I went to a store to see a creator. I think that day, yeah, yeah. That day I went to a store to see like a Decora creator, and I bought a lot of stuff that day also, because it was in the Harajuku area. So I was buying stuff for me and my friends. And that's the time I use the coin locker. Because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put this here. I know I'll be coming back here later. Bye. Right? So that was an interesting day. I'm trying to remember how I know I put the stuff there, but then what did I do after? I don't remember. Okay, okay. I think I put the stuff in my locker before I went to go see the event with the person, right? And I think I came back. Mm, I'm trying to remember. I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly how that day went. It's not even, well, I guess it is now a week for that specific day to happen, but I don't know, remember at the top of my head if I did go back to my hotel or not to drop off bags. Maybe I did. But um once the show, it was for the show, right? That particular show for Saturday. Oh, the doors open at 12 and the shows went on until the fucking evening or the nighttime. That I wish I could have done the whole day, but I didn't because the certain bands I wanted to see were later in the day. So I'm just like, okay, that works out in my favor. The sad news about that is that the bands that I wanted to see, they all started like not at the same time, but one would start and then the other one would start mid set of the other one and so forth. So I kind of had to like miss the rest of the set of the other one, head to the other one, back and forth. One of them I saw the whole set. No, I saw two of the whole sets, kinda, and I had to see a little bit of the other sets. But this whole thing, right? This is a festival, kinda, right? It's not. It's not like what you expect here in the West, right? This massive stage, grass, people standing, this and that. No, 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 no. I don't know if I'll be able to include a picture. Probably not. Probably on my Insta, you'll see the pictures. But the particular venue is called Shibuya the Game. I think that's the proper name. And I think it had 5 or 6 little different venue rooms, right? To see, or stages in a way, to see the bands. One of them was underground, one of them is on the ground floor, one of them is on the second floor, third, and so forth, right? That's how this little festival went. And I think it cost me around $30 a ticket. And then I'll get to it in a bit. But every show I went to, you had to pay your fee of a drink fee every time you went in one. I'm not entirely sure why, but it's always the times I went to all them, it was always 700 yen, and you had to get the drink fee. No questions asked. You had to get the drink fee. I already paid for my ticket for the to see the show, but you had to pay this drink fee on top of everything. So I'm just like, okay, I guess. I don't know. 700 yen is not, it's not a lot at all. So that's something somebody can explain to me or know more info about that, because I didn't. That's just something I noticed. Um so yeah, that venue was pretty cool. Um on top of that, the two venues I got to, two out of the three that I got to go, they have coin lockers inside of the venue. So if you have bags or stuff with you, you can just put it in there so you can freely mosh and do about all that stuff, right? Instead of having to carry your little bag like you do over here in the West, which there's no bag check. At all the shows I went to, there was no bag check, nothing. So I'm just like, okay, I guess I'm fine with this bag. Wow. I packed in a fanny pack because I'm like, okay, cool, I'm gonna need this because I can't carry everything in my pocket, and a lot of my clothes do not have pockets either. So that was a surprising thing that there's no bag check or anything. And I like it there's coin lockers, so you can stuff all your things in there. But that show in particular, Saturday, um, I hate to say it, but it was the better out of the other shows. It was better experience for me. Well, not the better experience, but in regards to moshing and moving in the crowd and everything, that was the better one. There was crowd surfing, mosh pit, that wall deaf, and then I think in two separate bands that played, as audience, certain times we just went straight up to the vocalist, like as an audience, right? The vocalist is still there, and we just hear like fucking like ants, or just like, you know. I'm like, oh my god, right? And now I was in that, I was just like, whoa. And also that one where we're all like this, like we have our arms or something on the person in front of us back, and we're all like going like this, which I haven't experienced that at all here in the West. I haven't seen that. So I really liked Saturday's show. The energy that was going there, people were moving right to the music. People were moving. They looked like they're having fun. You can tell clearly. I say this because the next two shows, it wasn't really prevalent or there. Okay, so now it's Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Sunday was basically the whole reason why I pulled the trigger to go to Japan. Um, if I don't think I could, maybe I explained it in my previous video on me going to Japan. Maybe I didn't. But I was going to Japan because of how can I explain this? There's a certain Vocaloid producer that I really like. They probably are my favorite. They're called Utsupi. And he's also part of a band called the Ohayo Gozaimasu. And this show that they were doing is a one man live, so it's just them performing. And it was their 10th anniversary being a band. So, when they released the tickets in regards to this, I'm like, cool. If I can buy the ticket, then it was more my partner's idea. Okay, if you can buy the ticket, that means you have to go to Japan. And I'm like, oh, that put a lot of what a lot of weight to it. So I'm like, oh shit, if I can buy it and the purchase goes through, that means I'm gonna go. So as you can tell, that purchase went through. Um, Reason being for that, right? A lot of things in Japan, you need a Japanese phone number to get a ticket for a lot of things. But this particular site, called Life Pocket, you do not need a Japanese phone number. None of that. There's a certain way to register that I found through Reddit, because there's thing that it tells you to do it, the step is wrong. So there's a certain way to do it, and Reddit clears it up, so it's good. It's good. I was able to buy the ticket because of it. So this is what I was looking forward to the most during my trip. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna meet like basically an idol to me, right? This person is in this band, and I've listened to their music for so long, right? So that was a moment for me. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take today slow. I've been rushing all these other days. I don't wanna feel like that this day. So yeah, Sunday for me was the least amount of rushed compared to all my other days. Other days I rushed every day, except this day. A bit. I say a bit. Um, so what did I do for this day before the show? I went to the Tokyo Skytree and the aquarium. That were like a 20-ish minute walk or so for me. And I'm like, okay, that'll be like peaceful and I won't feel rushed. Was I wrong? I overestimated. No, I underestimated how much time I would be spending at those places. So I went to the Skytree. I got before that, you can purchase these tickets without Japanese phone number also. Um I got the package of going to the Skytree, being able to go to the top deck, and going to the aquarium. I got that package specifically because I wanted to go to the aquarium because of penguins. I like penguins. So yeah. The Skytree, that was pretty cool. That's a touristy thing to do. I'm just like, oh, cool. You can see buildings and all that. It's pretty cool. I got a picture there, to commemorate the thing. And I did get a sweet treat there. I got like matcha vanilla ice cream and it had cereal at the bottom. That was pretty yummy. Except I felt like I had to rush to eat that and I'm like, oh, it's so much. Ugh. So yeah, they also serve alcohol. I thought about it, but I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Um, that is a place where I did buy souvenirs because it specifically towards the Skytree. So I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. They had a Toy Story collab and they were selling some toys there. They had Woody, Buzz, oh, and Jessie. There you go. I remember her name. They were dressed in Japanese attire, but in their pattern that they wear, right? So like Woody, I don't remember what he was. I have pictures, but it's like his pattern, like the pattern on his clothing was a Japanese attire. Jessie's was like a kimono or yukata, and it's her cow print pattern. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And I think Buzz was a samurai, and I'm just like, what the fuck? That's a little funny thing. Yeah, it took some time there because, of course, lines to get upstairs or like to even go there, this and that. So that's a thing. Lines take up time. I'm out of focus. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I think I took 2 hours there, something like that, 2-ish hours. And like from there, I'm like, oh my god, I know I'm gonna need more time for the aquarium. So I'm gonna get out of there. But sadly, that's another line to get out of there because of the elevator. So I'm like, oh, yeah. So now we're in the aquarium. Aquarium, oh my god, it was so nice, is what I needed, and it was my first hot meal over there. Prior to that, I just been having onigiris and the bread that the company had, right? That's it. And the drinks. So I had a hot meal there because it was like it had penguin themed stuff. And I'm like, oh. So like they had a churro in regards to the I don't remember I don't remember what their name is. These little guys, the little the little eel snaky guys that come out of the ground. And that's a churro. And then they had a penguin donut. I got like a combo and dessert off of that. So it was like a penguin onigiri, like the nori was shaped as a penguin. Then there was like fish cake or something in shape of a fish, and then they had meatballs. I don't know. And then I had like a drink and the ice at the top. They had ice, but then there's a specific ice at the top that was like penguins on an iceberg, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so cute. So for that being my first hot meal, it's pretty funny. I enjoy that a lot. And where I'm eating, right, I couldn't find any seating where you're like where you can there's seating everywhere, and I saw people sitting over here, so I'm like, okay, I can't find seating here where people are usually eating. I'm gonna go sit over here where I see people sitting down, and I'm gonna just eat over there, right? But in the midst of all this, the penguins are just there. You can just see them. So while you're eating, you can see the penguins. I'm like, oh my god. And let me tell you, out of all like the zoos I've been to and this and that here in the West, they look fucking happy there. That's all I can say. I've never seen a penguin zoom around and jump out of the water. And I saw that there. I think I kind of have it on video also. And I'm just like, wow, what the fuck? They actually take care of them. I saw them cleaning their deck in there, and then somebody else just clearing out the poop that's on the floor. So I'm just like, oh my god, I don't see people ever cleaning the poop. So yeah, I really enjoy that. And then there's shops around the Sky Tree there, and I'm like, god damn it. There was I think it's called Tree Village or something, a shop, and it has different character goods. I spent a bit of time there, and I found merch of my wife, right, of Gochi Usa, the series, and I'm like, oh my god, my series is relevant where I can find merch of it in a store. Like it's new. It's not used goods, it's new goods that are coming out. It's here, what the fuck? And just like different little character goods were also there. I bought like one or two Minecraft things, Chikawa goods there. There's Nintendo stuff. There was Metal Gear stuff there too. And all sorts of anime stuff, all that. Yeah, and then I'm looking at the time. I'm like, oh my god, okay, I need to get out of here because I need to walk back to the hotel and get ready for what I need before the show because it's gonna take me still like almost an hour to get there. And this is the thing. They started pre-sale merch like around. They moved it up to 4:30, I think, or something. Oh, sorry, I had a burp. And so I didn't have a lot of time. So I had to hurry with that and then head over to there, and I just kind of waited around. And the awkward thing about that is I was the first one. Yeah. So that's that. But and also while waiting, I saw. I put this out here in case anybody else has seen this. But while I was waiting there, I saw people that were dressed up as angels, and they were cleaning up. Like they were picking up trash. They had a trash bag full of trash, and they were just doing that. And I was like, what? What is this? What organization is this?" That's what I witnessed. I don't know if anybody else has witnessed this. And I saw a lowrider also while I was waiting there. um, but yeah. That venue specifically went underground. Um, so I was the first one in line to get merch. And I use my Google Translate there because I'm like, no, I'm gonna just do my Google Translate. Just state what I can say in Nihongo. But I just said like can I have one of everything? you know? And of course, yes, cash. I don't know if they accept like digital payment, but my experience going to shows over here, cash, you always use cash. Cash is always preferred, right? So I just had that, and then um, I'm like, well, I have all this merch now. I don't have a bag. I just have my fanny pack. I'm gonna put all these CDs and shirt and all this shit. And a good Samaritan, they were trying to tell me, and then they just pulled it out. Like they pulled out a little bag, and I'm like, oh, thank you. You know, well, that was pretty cool. And so I just waited there because I'm like, oh, I don't want to really go anywhere else. I'm here. I don't want to walk and then have to walk back. And I know how slow I am because I'm tired. So I didn't want to do any of that. And I'm seeing the time now. This is gonna be a long video. God damn it again. I be yapping. Um. So as the time comes, I did see that there's the coin lockers there, so I already knew that was a thing. But trying to figure it out, oh, that was embarrassing. It took me a bit, so I couldn't. I could have gotten probably on the railing. I don't think so though. Oh, before that though, on your ticket, it does say a number, so we do line up based on numbers and letters or stuff. So I was like A36, I think. So I was more towards the front. Um, yeah, I just showed my number to like the people. I knew they'd be asking my number, so I'm like, I'm this number. And then they're like, oh, okay. And they'd be able to go in front of me, behind me, this and that, you know. And then you like really, that's where you have to be Nihongo Jozu, bro. Okay. I'm lucky that I know my numbers, right? So I just had to pay attention for them to say my number, and then I can walk, you know. Um, yeah. So I put my stuff in the coin locker, and then you also have, fuck. You also have a drink ticket. I used it at the end of the show I got so I can get a water bottle, right? I never get drinks at shows because I don't want to pee while the set is going on, right? Because then I'm gonna lose my spot, especially because I'm by myself. But I saw somebody else just ask somebody, and in Japan, they do this thing where they leave their phone or something on a table, and that means you may not see anybody else there, but there's a phone or a bag there on a seat or on a table or something. That means that's somebody's spot that is reserved already. Okay, it's not lost. That's somebody's spot. So I saw somebody like put their phone down next to me on the floor, and they asked like the people behind them or something, and I think they had to go to the bathroom or something, but they had their phone on the floor, but the people like they talked to, right, they picked up the phone because you know somebody's gonna step on it or it's gonna get passed around or whatever. So they just kept it. They just, you know, you do the thing, you extend your leg, be like, I'm reserving a spot here. So yeah, that was a funny thing. The show itself, I think more than 2 hours, and I think they played over 20 songs. um I'm trying to keep it more concise now because of the time wise, but the people in the front row, lifeless. I was just like, I'm over here shaking my ass off or whatever. I don't know if it's because you do certain chants or there's stuff you do depending on the song, which I did try to follow along with sometimes with that, right? But not sometimes. I did do my best to follow along with that, and then move accordingly more to what how I felt in regards to how the music is going. But um, yeah, I don't know. There was like headbanging parts and stuff like that, and the people in front were not doing it. You know, they did it for some times, and then I understand if you get tired and stuff like that, but a lot of the times they were not doing it. I'm like, well, okay, I guess. But I guess because it's a 10-year-old band, I think those people were older, so I think maybe health-wise or stuff like that, they can't. I don't know. I'm trying to justify it. Or it's part of Japanese culture that you don't express yourself too much at shows, but at shows you're like, you from my me perspective, at shows you go there to release, you know, what you like outside life, you leave that behind and you're there to have fun, release yourself, and just, I'm saying the wrong verbiage with releasing yourself, but just not relax per se, but just letting loose. There you go. That's the right verbiage. So yeah, I did my best to enjoy the show, right? I was moving, I was doing all that. I'm like, I feel this is appropriate, and then try to follow along with other cues or whatever, right? But then moving according to how I feel. If there's the music's going on, but there's nothing really going on, like people aren't doing something simultaneously together. So then that's when I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna do my own thing then, cause I like the song and whatnot, and so yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I also thought I fucked up in regards to where I should be positioned, cause I thought my understanding is the guitar is on the right side of the stage, right? Us looking audience, right? On the right side of the stage, and then the bass is on the left. Well, I thought that was the positioning, but in this instance, it was not. Um, unless I'm mistaken. I could be mistaken. I'm not sure. That Utsu he plays bass, but I could be wrong and he plays guitar. But I swear to you, I think it says he plays bass, but he was on the right side. So I was just there. It was just there in front of me. I'm like, oh my god, ah, you know, it was great. That whole thing was great. I did meet some people like from a Discord that I'm a part of in regards to like liking Utsupi and all that. So I wasn't lonely that night, and I got to like speak proper English and have conversation, because prior to that, no, I've been mute basically. And at the end of the set and all that, they did still sell their merch and they had checkies. Now I thought the checkies were gonna be like you take a picture with them or they do a pose or whatever, but it was just a picture like of them when it was on stage and they printed it out and they signed it and you talk to them a little bit. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm a little upset about that because I originally was gonna buy more because of the price that it was, but I only bought two the first time because I didn't want to seem like a crazy fan. So I only bought two, but then once I got them, I'm like, I'm glad I didn't spend more money because I just got two of the same ones. One of them says thank you, the other one says thank you in Japanese, right? But I got to talk to them a little bit and, talk to the band and everything like that. So that was pretty cool. I did go to an izakaya with these people and that was pretty cool too. I got to have food there. I'm like, oh my god. So that was a whole ordeal. The next day was going to a show, but prior to that, that was Monday, and I had my nail appointment that day. But before that, I also went shopping before my nail appointment. I almost missed my nail appointment also. Well, I went a little past the time that it was. Why? So, this, um, where my nail tech, resided in or something, is way more to the west, residential area, if you will. And the particular train that took you to that area apparently got derailed. So you had to take the bus there. That was stressful. So in Shibuya, trying to find the bus, I didn't have any experience now with that bus system. So I'm like, okay, this says 5. The one I have to get on, it says 05. I think it's this one. No, it is not. I showed the bus driver. I'm like, is this? And he's looking at it. He's like, over there, but in all in Japanese. I'm like, okay, I understand what you're trying to tell me. It's like over there and this and that. It's zero. He said zero go, right? I'm like, oh, okay. So 5 is different from 05. Okay, got you. So I'm walking, making my way over here, and I see the bus. I'm like, that says 05. That's literally what. The problem, it's packed. It's packed. So I'm like, is this the line for the bus? Are they gonna get off? No, those people were not gonna get off. That was a bus already almost leaving. But I think the people there in the line wanted to get on the bus. I'm like, oh, I'm doing this and that, and somebody else behind me is also doing this and that. And I did a little bit more, and I saw there were people getting on, and I'm like, oh shit! And I saw somebody get out of line, and I'm like, oh, is this like saying only if you're really want to be crowded in a bus do get out of line? Because only, not everybody was, not everybody in the line was like doing that. Only like people were getting out of line. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna get out of line then. I want to get on this bus now. I need to. So I got on the second entrance, where it's not it's usually an exit. I didn't get on the main entrance. So I'm like, oh, fuck, I guess. Me and some other people got on that one. And that was it. Packed to the brim. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, every time I rode the train, rush hour. This bus, riding the bus to and from to my nail appointment, probably the most packed that I've been in. Maybe, I don't know. But that was a whole thing. Luckily, I'm glad I made it on that bus, cause it arrived like a couple minutes before the nail appointment was supposed to be. So I just told my nail tech, "Hey, my bus barely dropped me off here. I'm walking. I'm making my way. It's like 10 or less than 10 minutes. I'm sorry." And I gotta do my nail tech appointment. But that day I also had a show. So the show I went to, I wasn't too crazy about it. I was more in regards to meeting. It was an idol man group. I think is the best. I don't know how to explain it. It was idols and they're men, but not like buff men. More like twin kind of men. Okay, that's how I see it. So I just wanted to meet one of them, take pictures with them, for me and my friends. That's why. So I didn't mind missing some of the set. So I was able to luckily see a bit of the set towards the end. And then I did struggle a bit. I had to take out my translator and try to see if it could pick up what people were saying. Because somebody kept yelling stuff. And I'm like, I don't know what he's asking. But I did get in line to like get the checkies. So you're numbered and you get a little card saying like, oh, you're in line for this guy and you're in this position. And when it started, you have to turn around away from looking at their interactions. I only got that because I still had my Google Translate out to try to hear them out, and I saw people turn around. So I'm like, and then looked at the Google Translate and said, oh, turn around. I'm like, oh shit, okay. I'm gonna do what everything is. Not everybody was turned around when I noticed. There was another foreigner there and they were not turned around. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be the good foreigner. I know. But when it came to meeting the person, right? You may know, you may not know. I don't know how to say their name, but they apparently call him Gedo. I didn't know for the longest time this, but because I heard this information, I'm like, oh my god, I like this person now. But they are Mexican. And I'm like, what the fuck? You're an idol? The makeup and everything that you do cuts that out. You do not look Mexican. So, when I when I got to interact with them, they're like, they first asked me like, oh, is English? And I'm like, nah, Spango. It made their day to speak all in Spanish. So I'm happy about that. The only sad thing is like the checkies ran out, so we had to take the pictures on my phone, which is fine, I guess. My friend said they'll print them out so we can have checkies. Cause I got one like me with him, and then 4 different poses so that my friends could have them also. So it is whatever, but at least I got to meet them and everything. That's pretty cool. That show was like, okay, it's an idol show. People are not moving or moshing, nothing. They just have their idol sticks, waving them around. Certain members go on the stage, by the way. So that was also a different concert experience also. I was in the back because I had a bag, and I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna just chill here. I can clearly see all the members on the stage, everything. I'm fine. I'm not that into them, so I can enjoy the music from here. I'm fine, and it was pretty good. I'm moving. I'm like, cool. This is pretty nice. Yeah, it's not necessarily the type of audience for me, right? Because me with music, I like to move around because I cannot sit still with music. You put on music, I'm like, how can you just sit around? Oh, this is nice. And not move around. I cannot understand. Just noises and sound in general. There's certain noises you're like, oh, I gotta move like this or that. I don't know. I don't know how people do it. So that was interesting. Also rushed that day, of course. in regards to having an appointment in a show. The next day, it was a bit chill, but also rushed. But once, the next day I had a hair appointment. Which you see my hair now. I don't know if I think my camera makes it look more red, and I wonder. I lowered. I not lowered. I closed my blinds a bit. It looks more red on the camera, but it's more like a purple red kind of hair. But I got my hair done over there. I thought it'd be cheaper. No, my it took a bit of hours, and it was expensive also. But hey, I've never gone to like a salon to do my hair other than one time, and they fucked up my hair because it was my dad's friend. No, they fucked up my hair badly. So I'm very happy with how it is because it doesn't. Well, right now I haven't really done much shit because I woke up and I just kind of not doing much, but it's less damaged than what it was. Well, you can't really. It looks more healthy compared to before. It looked damaged and not good. So I'm very grateful for that. And that day, I believe I went to Akihabara afterwards, and I got to properly explore it. And I did go to finally a maid cafe. Yeah. I wanted one of my goals was to go to various ones. My anxiety couldn't let me, so I went to one that I knew that it's like the maid cafe. It's been there forever. Foreigner friendly. They had English menu and everything, and the maids there did do their best to talk in English. Of course, strong, heavy accent, but you can understand if you understand heavy accent English. But yeah. So I was able to go to that maid cafe. I was only able to go at home. At the maid cafe I went to was at home, and it had several levels. I'm not sure entirely what is that all about, but on different levels had different maids. Some had wait lists while others didn't. So you show up. I just went to the third floor. I'm like, it says no wait list. There's a line out here. Well, I guess. I just went to the third floor. All foreigners, majority in there. So I'm like, okay, I don't feel awkward here. There's other foreigners in here. Only thing I didn't win is there's no performance, and that's kind of on me. I didn't order a performance, but I got pink curry there, which I'm like, fuck. Why didn't I get omuraisu? That is the classic thing to get. So I fucked up on that. I got the pink curry. I saw pink curry, and I'm like, oh my god, pink curry. So yeah, um, that was interesting. I want to go to the different maid cafe. I do not have anything on my desk right now to show. There's an artist I like. Oh no. There's an artist I like called Yuimisu, something like that. They're Jidai artist, and they opened up their own maid cafe, but it was less of a maid cafe, more like kind of like a drinking kind of deal, if you will, like a host girl or something like that. Cause it said like all you can drink. I had translated on the Instagram, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to drink. I just wanted to like spend time there and have like a snack or something, not drink. So I'm like, it's this kind of vibes. Never mind. I don't want to do that by myself, and then I don't know. So yeah, I didn't go to that because of that. If I went with somebody else, I probably would have, because I would feel less awkward. And I think before I went to the maid cafe, I got to, um, it was that day or the other day that I went to Akiba that I got to go. I can't show it. I can't show it. Have it. Um, so there was a collab that kind of ended before I got there, but they still had like one or two things from it. It was in regards to my show that I like. And I had like a little ice cream and drink collab, but only this character. Oh shit. Only this character was available. Pretty good ice cream. It was soft. So I ate that outside. I was happy about that, and I showed them my little shadow that I had and everything. So they're like, "Oh!" And I got a coaster to pick, so of course I picked my girl. Yeah. I didn't really go to a lot of shops in Akiba. I tried going to the Surugaya ones. Surugaya thing, yeah. Because I saw on Twitter somebody posted a couple days ago, "Hey guys, there's this plush of Sharo in the one in Akihabara. It's there." So I'm like, oh shit, I might go get that. I did not find it. I went to a K-Books and I found a different plush of Sharo, which I got because I'm like, fuck, I don't think I've seen this one. I'm gonna just get it because I only have I have two big ones and then two identical plushies. One of them is display, the other one I take out with me. So I'm like, I'll just buy this. I'm upset I couldn't find the other one. I found a bit more of goods, but in one of the Surugayas, very grateful, I got to find the rabbit hole Nendo, the Mikun rabbit hole Nendo. And it was like $40. So I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck? So I bought that, of course. Um, so that was my actual last full day there. And I went to a donkey there as well to see what I missed. Because I went to that donkey in Akiba a couple days prior, but I was too tired to really digest it. So this time I went through all the floors and explored it and got more stuff. Then I'm like, oh, this is pretty neat. Yeah. Um, so that's the day I leave. I took the airport limousine bus to the airport and I just put my shit in the locker, in the coin locker, and called it a day. Then I went back out, and because this city was not near my hotel at all and not in really in Tokyo, I'm like, okay, I can visit it. So I went to Yokohama. Let me tell you, that felt so much peaceful, less stressful than being in Tokyo. Oh my god. And I did a bit more shopping, although I couldn't really get anything. I bought just like tiny things because I'm like, okay, I can only put stuff on my carry-on. But a store, right, that I wish I could have gone to the Shibuya location is Tower Records. I found one there in Yokohama, and there was an artist display. If you may know, Nujabes. My partner loves that artist, so I had to like call them. I'm like, "Hey, look at the picture I sent you. Which one you want?" They told me all the ones on display, so I'm like, "Okay, I'll do my best to fit them in my carry-on." So yeah, and I know I liked it, and then also I went to Yokohama because Yakuza, of course, but also because there's a YouTuber I follow that recommended that mall because it mostly has all the J fashion stores in it basically, and I'm like, wow, they are right, and it's less people in there, and I'm like, this is great. Yeah, so it's called like Vivre or something like that. I recommend that mall. Go there. And there's a different mall in there. There's like different mall kind of in the area. And it's like where it has a Pokemon Center store, and it has secondhand anime goods shop. That's where I go mostly. So yeah, and I did got to finally try the Ichiran ramen. I know people said some people praise it. I'm like, I've heard from other people like it's not good. It's not that good. I'm like, I just wanted to go to say I went to one, right? I went to one. It's not that good. The chashu specifically looked like ham. It looked too smooth. It did not look like real chashu, personally. So yeah. And then I'm like, well, I had my meal here. Time to head to the airport. And all that process was pretty seamless. Yeah, no confusion, nothing like that. Just personally, I say read the signs. Take your time reading. Okay, connect it with the Google Maps. You can get around. You can survive there. Okay. I don't know if it's also because I'm good at navigation, but it navigating through Japan and all that, it was pretty easy. Just the bus was the only exception because I didn't know where all the bus stops were located. Um, This is gonna be an hour video. God damn it. On top of that, right? This looming thought that I had in the back of my head while being on my trip, and maybe the reason why I feel like it ruined it, I don't know. It was in regards to coming back here to the US. Is my baggage gonna be checked? What are they gonna question me? Oh shit. Um, so my experience I flew into LAX. Um, Nothing happened. There was signs for like it says residents, non-residents, and then in the back over there, U.S. citizen. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I go all the way over there. And I was seeing the lines for all the other ones. I'm like, oh shit, no line for U.S. citizen. 6 or something security guys or whatever, just y'all yapping there, and they're like, pick whichever camera you want, and it just takes a picture. Which I wish I could have done something about it, but just like I feel like they put that on purpose, a shitload of people there to intimidate you. But then it just takes a picture of you and you're like, okay, tells you like, okay, you're free. You go, bye. I'm like, okay. And then from there you go, it takes you out to baggage claim, and I'm waiting there for a while. I'm like, oh shit, it's not coming out. Luckily they came out. Everything was fine. Once I got my bags, there's signs on the top over here on the ceiling. You have nothing to declare, it's green in the middle. You have something to declare like agriculture, you go over here. Nobody's directing you where to go or anything, or telling you where to go. You just read the signs. And I'm like, well, I don't got nothing to declare. So I just went through the middle. Nobody checked the nothing. Nobody's there to see if you're telling the truth. Nothing. It was just like an exit. So then I reached like a point where there's left or right, and it said something here like for people to have checked bags, and I'm like, I have checked bags. I think I should go over there. Or over here it said something else that I'm like, but that also applies to me. So I asked like somebody there working, and asked them like, hey, is this the way to like arrivals? And you know what? The way they responded to me was like so they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, okay, thank you. Why do you have to give me attitude? I was asking. I don't know. I've never been here before, like in that airport, other than like flying out. So yeah, like the immediately just coming back, the culture shock was not culture shock going to Japan. It was coming back here and realizing, oh my God, people are so rude and not nice. Cause when I got that response, I'm like, oh my God, I felt like I did something wrong. Like I just wanted to know if I'm going in the right direction. And then on top of that, the stress of my fucking trolley. I don't know what's wrong with them. It doesn't want to go forward, and then it like skews. I hated it. But luckily then it said exit, and people are just waiting for people to come in, and my partner was there, so all was good. Yeah. So I guess to now, well now I'm over here in America. What did I think of that Japan trip? Well, it's not what I imagined would be my first Japan trip would go like. Sure, I can finally say I've been to Japan. I don't have to like be jealous or envious of other people that have gone now. Meanwhile, me, I'm like, I'm a weeb, and I can't say that I've been to Japan, but now I can. So that's like a feeling off my shoulders. Because I can say like, oh, I did this, right? Everybody's experience is gonna be different, of course. But it was always a feeling on me of how like I still haven't gone, and I'm this big fat weeb that hasn't gone yet, and all these other people that are like normies have. But now it's fine. My only thing is like for next time that I go, I want to go with people because I this was a whole solo trip for me, which I feel did took a toll on me. I'm fine. No, okay. I won't say I'm fine with being lonely in life. I I'm fine with just my presence and that's it. But I know that there's gonna be somebody later in the day here with me, or that I'm not alone, right? Like I'm in a relationship and this and that, right? not fully completely alone, that I don't have support, this and that, right? In Japan, well, yeah, you're ultimately alone. And the most right contact that I had talking wise was like broken Japanese at the kombini or at the shopkeeper, or saying sumimasen every time. And that's kind of it. Oh god, I need to go with grandma. Sorry about that. That's a thing on me. And then the times I spoke was doing a voice message, right? But I'd say it's an experience. Definitely you can do it solo if you yourself have traveled by yourself. I grew up for majority of my life as a only child, and I've gone to the airport. Yeah, I've gone to the airport plenty of times by myself, traveled by myself. Just never out of the, well, actually I take that back. I have traveled by myself out of the country, but destination wise it was like to visit family out of the country, but I traveled by myself. But this was actually fully completely alone. So that's also a thing to consider in my experience there. I don't know if it was for the better or good. I personally maybe somewhat good because I was able to like rush things and be on my own time than having to rely on somebody else that, oh, they want to eat or slow down or something, and I'm like, god damn it, we're wasting time. So that's also why I'm a bit happy I didn't go with anybody. A bit upset, right? There was like when I did see interesting things that I wanted to share, I immediately took on my phone and I sent that message, right? I'm like, oh my god, look at this thing, oh my god, right? Because there were so many things I'm just like, oh my, I'm a very like detail oriented person. I look literally at the little things in life. So I was admiring a lot of the architecture over there and how like the buildings were built. I'm like, why can't we have this here? This would make more housing for people. This makes sense. So yeah, oh god, I'm dying also. Yeah. Um, I don't want to take too much time of it, but I am happy I did get to go and experience what I got to experience, but also upset. It was not enough time. I didn't get to do everything I wanted to do. I don't know when I can go back because that's money, right? That it takes to go out there. Less than 2K you can use to you less than 2K you can do it. But mm, I don't know, very just conflicting feelings I feel. Guess it's still the feeling of disbelief that I was there, that all happened. Because when I was there, I thought I was gonna cry at the airport. The time I cried of joy really was during the show that I wanted to go to badly on that Sunday when they played three of Utsupi's songs that he's made. They're originally Miku songs, of course. I think so. I think so. I could be wrong about one of them. I don't think one of them maybe Miku sings. I don't remember. But they played three of them, right? They've covered some of his songs, so I already knew that. I didn't know they were gonna play them there, which ones they were gonna play. But they played three of them. Those are where I cried. Cause I'm like, these are songs I know and I grew up with. Oh my god. You know? The only time I cried like that in regards to like Miku was when I went to Miku Expo and I got to hear two of Utsupi's songs and I'm like, oh my god. So yeah, that was a time I would say I like happy cried. Besides that, every day over there I felt surreal that I was like there. I'm like, I'm here. How am I not died? That I'm here. So yeah, I'm grateful I got to go and that nothing happened to me. Also, luckily, because I've heard so many horror stories or stuff that do happen to females that they see by themselves, like the guys that. But I think because one, I live in America and I have been exposed to a lot of shit here, and over there, like if somebody tries to talk to you, I'm just like, I just dismiss you or I completely ignore you. I do not pay attention, right? That's just what you do. And I've heard, I guess other people can't do that, or they don't have experience with that or something. I don't know. So yeah, overall, my feelings are that I I'm happy I got to go, but I wish I had more time because I felt rushed. I don't know if it's really of regret because I'm like I did the best I could to um use my days, right? I did the best I could. Hence why I barely ate, right? So it's not really regret, more of just like a bit of disappointment of not being able to, I guess, get out of that anxiety and go into other restaurants at night, which I don't know. But also how I know for next time, like how the trains work, what the shopkeepers ask you, this and that. So it's good tips and skills for next time I go. I'll be equipped with. But yeah, I don't know if anybody else feels like that when they went to Japan for the first time, how like they got to go this and that. I just feel like I wasn't able to fully take it in that I'm there and breathe in and just rejoice in that moment. Maybe I didn't have that realization. I was just there and I was in shopping mode, basically, is what I was. And yeah, let me know what you think or have any questions. I don't know if I'll do a haul video, maybe showing my outfits. I don't know if I will, but I wanted to do an unboxing video of the Miku and Android. But yeah, I don't know if I'll do another Japanese trip video. Yeah. Cause I see the time and I'm over an hour, so I'm just like, what the fuck? Who's gonna listen to me for over an hour? You can skip the time, that's fine, but Lord have mercy. Just because there's a lot to talk about in the trip. Just like the little experience and stuff. I don't. It doesn't get recommended to me, right? In regards to what I focused more on, right? It's more of like the touristy stuff, and I'm just like, that's just not for me. I don't want to really do the touristy stuff, right? So yeah. All right. I'll see you guys on the next one. Yeah. Bye bye.